This is a cool channel. It's sort of like New York culture, and they interview a lot of skaters. I think it's predominantly a podcast, but I think this is kind of like an edited clip with like some storytelling. So let's see. Life-changing injuries from skateboarding.
What exactly hurts? Is it your knee? Is it your entire body? What is
No,
it?
it's mostly my knee. It's my knee, but then your knee's bad, so then you start having back issues, and everything else goes out, and you just kind of start, one thing's off, and if you don't keep it in check, other things start going off. So it's mostly my knee and lower back.
So when you blew out your knee skateboarding, what happened? Was it ACL, LCL?
I think the first time was PCL, then it was ACL and PCL, and then rest of the.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it's interesting because I have, chronic knee sagas ongoing. I've had 2 knee surgeries, and like the cartilage is one away. So I'm kind of curious to see what he says. I mean, Arto's a lot older than me, but still, I'm kind of, I'm learning. I'm interested. Let's see if I get some tips.
LCLs as well, MCL. I don't know if I have any.
I don't have any
left,
back
actually.
problems though.
They're all pretty much torn. So
What?
the last few years,
What? Don't say they're pretty much torn. You got to fix
of
them.
them left actually. They're all pretty much torn. So the last few years that I was skating, I basically didn't even have any ligaments. I was just like my muscles. You'd have to just keep your knee together with muscles.
Yeah, you can live and skate without ACLs. It's not ideal, but you can though. If it's torn, you can still like move around. It's more like a stability thing. But I would always recommend that people fix them rather than
fall weird
live
and
without
everything.
them.
That's why I was wearing braces and stuff just in case.
Wow.
But I mean the ligaments are there for guidance. Your muscles are what keep you in check. But eventually it didn't even matter because I was on bone so much that the arthritis eventually starts killing so much that if I tried to slap you a curb right now, it feels like someone's stabbing with an ice pick inside my knee.
Damn, because like they say I'm likely to get arthritis too. That's scary to hear. How's my knee brace? Yeah, it's good. This is it right here. It's like relatively lightweight, but it's got some stuff in there. Apparently this center thing is made to like center the kneecap as well and keep it like aligned. And then there's like there's metal or like, I don't know, stuff in there. I'm gonna wear it from next time you see me skating, and we'll see how it goes.
One little jolt because it's been on bone for so long.
It was $90.
You try to do surgery?
So I hope it's good.
I've been pushing it back. I mean, the only surgery I can have is a total knee replacement.
Yeah, don't do that because that's a big thing. And I think the whole thing with those is it doesn't last that long. It only lasts like 10 years. So if you do it when you're like 50, then 10 years later you're 60, then you're like, uh-oh, now what do I do?
But I just
Which is gnarly.
Which is gnarly.
Yeah.
I'm a little too young for it. I mean, I was 29 when I went and saw the doctors, and I was like, what can we do? And they're like, you need a total knee replacement, but we don't do those anyone under 30 unless you've been in a car accident, your leg's completely chopped off, and they have to put it back. They're like, okay, we'll put a total knee replacement in there, but they're just like, you're too young. One doctor down San Diego is like Danny Way's doctor, and another really kind of respected surgeon up in Santa Monica. They both told me the same thing. They're like, I'm like, what do I do? And they're like, get out of here.
Yeah.
I was like, we're not doing that to you. You're 29. We can't give you a total knee replacement, but that's already when I needed it,
Yeah.
That's
I'm
crazy.
over 40 now, so I've been pushing it,
Do you want to do it or no?
I do want to do it, but I'm also like, I can still
I don't
kind
think
of
you should do it.
surf. I can dive. I can walk around and shoot a picture. Once those 3 get taken away from me, then I'm like, okay, I'll go do it. I'm also trying to wait until the technology gets really good,
Which is probably going to happen.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I feel like every few years those surgeries get better. They figure out more. I mean, they got the hips figured out. I mean, Josh Harmony got a hip replacement and started skating 25 stair handrails like a few months after or whatever,
I don't know. I feel like skating is great and I love it and stuff, but it's like, if you want to skate big shit and it's going to force this to happen, I feel like it's like not worth it, Hip replacement to 25 rail? Hell nah.
So they got those figured out, but they don't really have supposedly knee replacement lasts 15 to 20 years, and then you have to
Yeah,
redo
see, that's
it.
not good.
It's like, do I want to go do it now? Is it gonna feel that good? Is it gonna make me want to skate again? I don't know. Like, how quickly can I blow out a knee replacement?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just gonna keep going with this until I have no other options, and then I'll.
I've heard stories of people
How's-
getting worse after knee replacements. Yeah, I think so too, Gia. It's more made for like elderly person who wants to walk rather than like, yeah, everything's gonna be great. We'll just replace it and it's better than it was before. It's more just like a last resort type shit is what I thought.
Scary shit.
Yeah, but so far, surf, I can dive, I can hobble around and shoot a picture. I can somewhat keep up with
Damn.
Ragnar. I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean,
So when you're surfing, it feels all right.
no, it feels terrible. But like I said, 95% of the time I'm paddling, 4% of the time, or maybe even more time I'm
that
getting
sucks.
pounded. There's maybe like 1% of actually standing up, riding. And sometimes when the waves are bumpy or whatever, like one wave, there's a little ledge or you land weird, you're dropping weird, and there's a jolt. You're like, oh, now my whole session's ruined. Like, I already like screwed it up. So it does get pissed off of surfing too, but it's not. I don't surf such crazy waves that it affects too much at this point. But there's definitely been times where I've surfed a lot one day, and then next day I'm like, I cannot go out. Like, it was a little bumpy, it did something weird, dropped in weird, So
Damn, surfing's
and
like,
that's kind of
in
what
the scheme of things too, surfing's like the least impact on your knee joints because it's all kind of water. You're just like, when are you really ever getting an impact when you're like kind of doing stuff? You're like paddling, swimming, stand up to ride, and just, I
in
don't
the
know, there's not
summertime
really
now
any
I started
impact.
free diving and just kind of doing that, because that's completely the opposite of skateboarding. What skateboarding is all high energy, kind of adrenaline, fast paced. You're pumped, you're beating your body up, and it's dangerous. But diving is completely on the other spectrum, but it can also maybe kill you even easier.
What is
Yeah,
you're
definitely.
just like diving into a pool?
I think deaths per participants, free diving will have way more deaths because people dive slightly too long and then drown. Whereas in skating, it's like relatively hard to like actually die. I'm gonna try this switch heel. Oh no, I died. It's like, it's pretty
Or
hard.
diving into a body of water. What is free diving?
Free diving, you just hold your breath and you just go down as long as you can.
Oh, okay.
But in Hawaii, there's a lot of great diving in the summer because it's flat and the water's clear. So whether you're just going down and checking out fish or going spearfishing or whatever, and I live on the North Shore, so you can just walk across the street and go in the ocean and just kind of go cruise around. And there's a whole other
I like skate. Yeah.
underground world over there. It almost seems like a different planet.
Yeah.
Also, when you get deprived enough of oxygen, everything starts looking a
How's
little
free diving
trippier,
GTA
too.
exactly?
how populated is the area that you live in?
I think North Shore, I think they say it's about 15,000 residents. So it's kind of a small area. And then you get an influx of tourists. Like, I don't know how many tourists come to Hawaii a year, but there's a lot,
Mm-hmm.
The total population of Hawaiian Islands is, and I think there's 8 of them,
Switchbacks
if I'm
over?
not
Nice.
mistaken. The total population is somewhere around 2 million plus, maybe. And there's 1.2 million people on our island, and most of them are Honolulu and down south side of the island. We're in the North Shore, so that's a little bit less populated area.
Yeah. I've never been to Hawaii. I've always wanted to go, just because of like, there's a lot of fighters that I like who are from there.
Oh yeah,
Switchbacks
there's
all the
way.
there's a big
BJ
fighting,
Penn.
big fighting scene over there, and gyms, and a lot of people train, especially in North Shore too. There's a lot of like private little training gyms and everything.
Yeah, and I was always a fan of what Ruka used to do.
Yeah,
And they like represented island culture with part of their brand, and with like there'd be surfing, there'd be skateboarding, and then there'd be people like Christian Asoy riding for them, and like Reynolds and
El
Spanky.
Toro.
But then they got like BJ Penn and then like some surfer, and I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah,
But-
Pat kind of started bridging all those different worlds together and
Yeah.
like finding the connections in those. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pat's always been a big advocate and doing stuff on the islands. It's just really cool.
Did you ever do anything with Ruka?
No, I
What's his
have a
hat
lot
say?
of friends
Bike
that rode
path?
for him, but I never ended up really doing anything with Ruka. No.
Okay. So you're living in Hawaii and you're riding your bike to the surf essentially every day, towards the main path, which is, I guess, from what I was listening to, connects a bunch of stuff together, and everyone's on it at some point.
Yeah. So, I mean, North Shore is just a 2-lane highway back and forth. It's just a road that goes around the island, and where it is North Shore. And part of that, there's a little bike path, kind of the main surf spots, which is they call it the 7-mile miracle, North Shore, because there's so many surf spots back to back to back.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. That was interesting though. I'm kind of sad to hear that it went so badly. Honestly, it makes me be like, oh shit, Ricky, maybe you should quit while you're ahead before you fucking eat too much. Maybe you should really just never do any big shit anymore at all. It's kind of sad. Maybe I should like research how many like top tier pro skaters completely fucked their knees and like cannot live anymore. Cause like I don't want to be like that when I'm like 60. I don't want to be like, oh, I can't walk. One more video pod? Nah, I don't know. I'm not gonna try skate big shit. Like, what's the fucking point? I just like skating for the creative expression. I don't really like jumping down shit. That's brutal. I didn't know it was that bad. That's pretty rough. Sounds like his life, like literally, it affects every single day of his life. Can't take it with you? Yeah, but you can run around with your kids and play with your kids. Fuck. I don't think skating 20 star is worth not being able to play with your kids. Like, fuck that. Tough. Maybe I'll do some research to look into it.